Okay, so we're doing sales tax, tip, and markups, and then discount is in a separate packet, but I cut a bunch of the problems out. I think they separated because, like we said, these things get added, discount gets subtracted. But whenever students are like, oh, when am I ever going to use this? You use this all the time, and you better pay attention when you're paying for stuff because you don't want the machine to ring up wrong, because some people, if whatever the computer tells them, that's what they say, and they can't reason that it makes sense or not. So they give you two different methods of finding this, but we're going to go straight to the example so we don't have a lot of homework. It says, what is the total cost of a sweatshirt if the regular price is $42 and the sales tax is 5.5%? Your calculators have a percent button. In the packet, it shows you how to convert the percent to a decimal and then multiply. But if you look on your calculators, right here above the parenthesis is the percent button. So basically, a calculator does, a lot of the converting and everything for you. So when finding sales tax, you take your $42 times 5.5%. Now, if you don't put in the percent button, it's going to give you the completely wrong answer, but you should be able to reason if a sweatshirt is $42, what the tax should be. Now, this tax is 5.5%. What is our sales tax here in Alabaster? Do we know? 9% sales tax, yes. So second, and I hit my percent key, so that's 42 times 5.5, and if you just put 5.5%, same thing, and you get this, $2.31. So you're at the store, can you just hand the cashier person, like, hey, here's my $2.31, peace. Thanks. Is that what you do? Are we done?
Yeah.
What do we have to do? Add the 42. You're not done. You have to pay for the sweatshirt too. So 42 plus the tax. So total cost is $44.31. The $2.31 is just the tax. Okay, doesn't that make sense? Isn't that what happens when you go shopping? I'm not inventing anything. This is really how it works. And if there's anything you're going to use all the time in your life, it's this. So tips and markups. A tip or gratuity, that's a fancy word for tip, is a small amount of money in return for a service. The total price is the regular price of the service, plus you add the tip back in. And then the only thing you might not be super familiar with is markup. This is if you are the business owner. You get stuff at cost. Yeah, oh yes, what Grant does. How he buys things and then he marks them up and makes profit, right? That's exactly what you do. So this is markup. So if you were a store owner like Kayla's mom, she gets stuff at cost and then she marks it up at a certain percentage, or I'm not sure how it works. And then that's the selling price, because otherwise a business would make no money and they have to, why else would you run a business if you're not going to make any money off of it? So the selling price is the amount that you and I, the customer, would pay for the item. Okay? Makes sense, right? Alrighty. So let's take a look at examples C and D. C says Scott wants to tip his taxi cab driver 20%. If his commute costs $15, what is the total cost? These are all done the exact same way. So you have your $15 times the 20% tip. Again, on the calculator, 15 times 20%. Can you see that? Plus you have your own calculator. So that is $3. Is that what you're going to hand the taxi cab driver and walk away? No, he'll probably try to run you over with the taxi cab. So what do you do now? Add it to the 15. So the total cost is $18. $18. Okay, questions on that? Letter D. Find the total cost of a spa treatment of $42, including 6% tax and 20% tip. Now, if you look at your notes page, there's a section on tax and tip. When you have tax and tip, and most adults even don't do this, I know I'm guilty of it. Not guilty of it, it's not a bad thing, especially if you're the server. People just look at the restaurant bill or whatever it is and tip on that amount. Technically, then you're tipping on tax, which why would you do that? That has nothing to do with the service. You should tip on the original price. And tax is also based on the original price. So only in this case, tax and tip, you can add the two percentages together. And that way you only have to do one step. You can't do it with tax and markup. You definitely do it with discount and tax. It's only tax and tip, because technically you should just tip on the amount of the service, not including the tax. So you're going to take 20 plus 6 is your 26%. Please do not hit 20% plus 6% equals. It will move the decimal for you, and then you'll be using possibly the wrong percentage if you're not aware of it. So 26%, and that's what you are going to tip in tax off of the $42. So someone tell me what that will be. You definitely need a calculator. $10.92. So is that all you're paying for your mani-pedi or whatever that is? No. What do you have to do with that? Add it back to the 42. $52.92. That's a lot of money for someone else to paint your nails. Just kidding. I like to get a mani-pedi. And is that reasonable? You know, make sure that it makes sense. That seems about right. If you got something like $529, that should be a red flag. Be like, that makes no sense. The spa treatment was only $42. Okay? Yes. All right, finally, markups. So you own a sporting goods store. Let's pretend that. So you own a sporting goods store, and you bought a portable basketball backboard, and from the wholesaler at cost, you paid $150. Well, you are going to mark that up 40%. So what would you sell it to the customer for? It's all done the same way. $150 times your 40% is how much? $60. That is not what you are selling it for. That's just the markup, which will become your profit on that. So you have to add in the $150 you just spent buying it, plus the amount you're going to mark it up. So you will sell it to the customer for $210. Yes? That makes sense, right? So that's how businesses make money, because then you have to pay rent and the electric bills and all that, unless you run a home business out of your bedroom selling things. Garage, maybe? I don't know. Okay. So let's go straight to the work. And we'll do a few examples of all. There's only 18 problems in this section, but 2 are done for you. And we'll do about 3 of them, maybe 2 or 3 problems. But you are responsible for all of the independent practice when you go to do this. So let's do, say, 5 and 6 together. So number 5, a restaurant bill comes to $28.35. Find the total cost if the tax is 6 and 25/100% and you want to leave a 20% tip. Okay? So what did we say you can do with tax and... All right, so what can we do with tax and tip? Add them together and do it in one step. So 6.25 plus your 20% is 26.25%. is what you're going to use to multiply by the $28.35. And I mean, that's really close to a 25%, which is about a fourth. You know, it's a quarter of it. So what's about a fourth of 28? If you had 28 divided by 4, what is that? What's 28 divided by 4? 7. So it should be a little more than 7. This is what I'm talking about. You need to make sure that your answer makes sense, especially when it comes to your money. So I'm going to show you. Look what my answer was. Does that make any sense? Can you see it? Okay, that makes no sense. Look at I missed one of the numbers when I punched it in. I missed the 2. So that's what I'm saying. Don't just go, okay, it said $1.77, even though we just reasoned it should be about 7. So what did you guys get? Do you need all of these decimals? No. You only need the first 2, because that's how money is, tenths and hundredths, but you need to look at the thousandth place, because if they get an extra penny out of you, they will. But that's a 1, so you just leave it as 744, which is totally reasonable for what we figured. Now you just add it back. So how much are you going to spend at that restaurant? $35.79. That seems about right. Okay. Number 6. Toru takes his dog to be groomed. The fee to groom the dog is $75 plus 6.75% tax. Toru only has $80. Is that enough to pay for the service? Well, let's figure it out. And you should do this before you go out if you know you want to buy something. Don't you see how much money you have and reason, okay, I want this, and the sales tax is this. Do I have enough money? Don't you reason that out before you go, maybe? No? Yes? All right, so we have our $75 times the tax. How much is the tax? $5.06. Now that's not how much he's paying. We have to add it back. Oh no. Looks like Toru's going to be grooming Fluffy by himself. Right? Does he have enough? No. Because $80.06 is greater than the $80 he has. Okay? I'm sure you could find 6 cents underneath your car seat or something, but. Any questions on that one? Here's some markup problems. But number 9 is just sales tax on the chair. It's the only one that's like this. So let's take a look at it. It's a $178.90 chair times 5.75% sales tax. They just want the sales tax, not total cost. What do we notice about this number? Lots of decimals. Yes. It is reasonable, but we don't need all these decimals. So when we round it, how much tax is it? You only round to the nearest penny. So here's your first 2. So 1028, but you need to look at the thousandths place. The 6 is going to make the 8 round up to a 9. Okay, so your sales tax is $10.29. So this packet now is finding sale price. We're actually not finding original price, we're just doing sale price. So a discount or a markdown is the amount by which the regular price item is reduced. Sale price is the regular price minus the discount. So that's the only difference. Discount, thankfully, is subtracted. So let's go straight to our work, since basically it's the same thing except we're subtracting now, and we'll do a few examples. And yes, I took some of these up. So number 2, there's a $1,200 TV, and I don't know, it's an open box item at Best Buy, so they're going to give you a 10% discount. That's the thing. So you still take the amount and you multiply it by the percentage. And what amount do you get? $120. That does not mean you pay $120 for the TV. What is that amount? What does that mean? Yes. Yes, it's the amount you're saving. So you subtract that from the $1,200. And so how much before tax are you going to end up? What is the cost of the TV? $1,080. Now we're going to do an example of a discount and then tax. You have to do them separately. The discount is based off of the original price and it is subtracted. The tax is based off of that discounted price and you add it. So it has to be done in 2 separate steps. It's not like tax and tip. Tax and tip are the only 2 that you can add together and do in 1 step. So your first step is just to find the discount like we just did. The discounted price, I should say. So $4.30. I don't know what kind of makeup this is. It's awful cheap. Times your 40%. Now again, your makeup's only $4.30. It's not going to be this gigantic number. So how much is the discount? $1.72 is just the discount. So you have to subtract it now from the original price. So how much is the makeup before they're going to charge you tax? $2.58. Whoopsie, there. Now, tax is based off of that amount. It is based off of the actual price you're paying. You're not paying $4.30. It's based off the discounted price. So you take your $2.58 times the 6% sales tax. And we don't need to go to the 10,000th place to round the 1,000th place up and things like that. It's just 15 cents tax. 6% is not that big of a number. It's not that big of a percentage. And it's only $2.58. So your sales tax, that's your tax. And it gets added back to that discount price. So you will walk out the door paying $2.73 for your makeup. Maybe chapstick. I feel like you can't get makeup for that cheap. Alright. The next few are based off of students I had last year. I was joking that Mac was going to buy me a pair of AirPods for my birthday. And so I wrote a problem about it. Not that you would ever get a discount on AirPods, really. They don't go, like Apple products don't go on sale, really. But it says Mac bought a pair of AirPods. The regular price was $160. He bought it on sale with a special 15% discount. Sales tax of 9%, I tried to make it real, that's Alabaster sales tax, is applied to the discounted total. What will be the sale price with tax of his new AirPods? Okay? Now, I know AirPods are $159.99, but just for the ease of this problem, I made it that amount. But see, in this problem, how it's $24.99, you cannot round that to $25. You have to use the price listed, or the numbers in the problem. So, step 1, what's the first thing we're going to do? Find the discount, yes. So $160 times your 15%. What did you get? $24. That's what I got. That's just the discount. That's what you're not paying. So you subtract that amount. And what do we get? $136. Step 2, we have to add the 9% sales tax, which sales tax does vary from city to city because here they have state tax, county tax, and city tax. That's why you might pay one thing in one place and something else in another. But here in Alabaster, it is 9%, so if you were at Target or something, so times your 9%. Whew, what are you just paying in tax? You're paying $12.24 just in tax. So you have to add that back. So how much money do you need to buy the AirPods? $148.24. This section only has 13 problems. We just did 3 of them, so you only have 10 left. But I would like to point out number 8. 8 is very similar to the one that will be on your test on Monday the 22nd. It's comparing prices and discounts. So it says a tennis racket at Sports City is $180, but 15% off discount there. But if you go to Tennis World, it's the same racket. Yes, it costs more. It's $200, but your discount more. So which store is offering the better deal? You have to figure out which one's the better deal on that. Okay. That's pretty much it. Any questions on that?